real estate property consultant, encouraging the diaspora to invest in real estate in Ghana. Today, I've partnered with SESO Global to head up to Manchester to actually speak to over 200 doctors about investing in real estate in West Africa. This is an event put on by the Medical Association of Nigerian Doctors, and we're heading up there to actually speak about the power of investing in real estate in West Africa. SESO Global are almost like the Zoopla or the Zelo of West Africa. So we're super excited about today's event. Hey guys, I'm here at the Old Trafford Centre in Manchester, and we are here for the ManSAC Annual Conference. I'm here in partnership with SESO Global, and we are here to speak to so many medical doctors about the investment opportunities in West Africa, more specifically Nigeria. There are so many medical doctors here as part of the ManSAC community, and we are excited to let them know what we are offering in terms of property, investment returns, and all of that good stuff in Nigeria. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, ManSAC, for having us here. I've never felt so safe before in a room full of doctors. I'm currently suffering with sciatica, so this will be the quickest time that I can meet a doctor in the NHS, because I'm be outside if anybody wants to have a quick consultation with me. I'm currently on pregabalin. Is that the right? Pregabalin. So if I doze off as well, you'll understand why I'm dozing off. So that's the only thing that's getting me through the day right now. But I am here on behalf of SESO Global, and we are privileged to sponsor today's program. My name is Lorraine Wright. I work with SESO Global. I am also the director of a boutique firm in terms of property consultancy. I am Ghanaian, an honorary Nigerian member. We will talk about Jollof Wars after the program today. But I help and encourage the diaspora to purchase property in Ghana, and I'm happy that I saw Mr. Croxton speaking about the real estate market and the encouragement for the diaspora in the space. I am actually here on behalf of a team. There was actually a gentleman that was here last time called Philip, the Oyibo of the company. He's actually married to a Nigerian, and she gave birth to a wonderful, beautiful girl today. So we send our love to Philip. He was meant to be here today, so I'm standing in on his behalf. But on the ground in Nigeria, we do have a number of representatives. Ayo, we have Babajinde, and of course Philip as well, who are representatives on the ground in Nigeria, and they help in terms of sourcing property for any of the diaspora that wish to purchase property. I think Cruston has very much told you the story and the landscape, and I think you are all very familiar of the narrative in Nigeria, and we are all very much looking at how we can change that. But the reality is there is a lack of inconsistency, rather, in terms of property titles, land disputes, etc. I think these are things that you already know, and they've already been shared. But what we're about to do, and what we are doing, if you can move on to the next slide, has anybody heard of Zoopla and Rightmove? Yeah, we are the equivalent of Zoopla or Rightmove for West Africa. So we bring together multiple different developers and work with multiple different developers, and hopefully we'll be able to sign a contract with Mr. Croxton today. So we'll try and sign that deal. But we work with a number of different developers, and I think there was a lady here that testified to the work that she did with SESO Global last year. So it was here where we met the lady that just mentioned the work that she worked with us last year to actually purchase a property. There was a question earlier on about financing. Sir, doctor, yes. So we actually help with that. So the three things that we actually help with, of course, is sourcing properties for multiple different developers across Nigeria. But we also help with financing. So I think it was a very valid question that was asked. Now, we are actually working with a number of banks. One of those banks being Echo Bank, to actually provide diaspora mortgages to the diaspora that live in the Diaspora, UK, USA, etc. And what they do, they are diaspora mortgages denominated in the currency in which you earn. So if you earn in pounds sterling, or if you earn in USD, you can get a mortgage in that currency, and the rates are somewhere between 11 to 14% depending on your affordability. So those are offerings that we actually support with, and I will be outside and happy to help with anybody who would like to talk more about that. We also help with professional services, lawyers, etc. We can move on to the next slide. I'm going through this quite quickly because I know, and I'm very conscious of time, but just to give you a bit of a flavor about who we are, we've worked with multiple people and secured over 150 projects since we launched, that totaling over 40 million USD in terms of the work and the book of work that we've worked with in terms of the diaspora. If we can move on to the next page. We cover the entire value chain, right from sourcing property, right from hand-holding you through the entire process of viewing the property. We can arrange virtual viewings for you as well, helping to negotiate the offer, taking you right through to the transaction, also helping you if you wanted to remain in the UK and help to find people to actually rent out your property. You can also do that through us as well. You can move on to the next page. Very, very quickly, I'm sure you're all familiar with the story, but if we move on to the subsequent page, very key facts that I think everybody shouldn't be too unfamiliar with, but currently in Lagos there are 16.5 million people in terms of the population, and there is migration from the rural areas into the urban areas, about 5,000 people daily. And with that said, that means that there is a lot of opportunity in this space, and this is one of the reasons why we do what we do. And so you can see some of the numbers there. Now, in terms of the demographics, I think everybody's familiar with the fact that Nigeria has a very young average age. So again, it's just opening up the narrative that there is a lot of opportunity in this space. If we can move on to the next slide. Again, if we're looking at the future and looking at the opportunities and the population growth by 2050, again, we're seeing that there is potential, humongous potential there in terms of the population and therefore the real estate market. Now here, when we're looking at the opportunities, there's a lot of infrastructure development projects going on right now, especially in the Lekki Free Trade Zone as well. So it really is providing opportunity. And what I tell a lot of people that I work with, if you're looking to purchase property, look at where those up and coming infrastructure developments are going on, because you can get the capital appreciation story there as well as the rental returns. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the Dangote refinery that is ongoing as well. You've got the Charterhouse School that have affiliations with the UK as well. So these are a lot of ongoing developments that are happening, which are really solidifying the story and the narrative around investing in that space. We can move on. I am rushing, and also the sciatica pain is also hurting. How many people send money back home? Send money back home. Okay, a lot of us. Right, so international remittance. There is humongous international remittance going into Lagos, into Nigeria. 20% of what we all allocate goes towards real estate. So I'm sure people who send money back home to their uncle, their nephew, their brother, I don't know why I'm using men, but to go and build their property. That is just the story on that. But there are typically three main buckets of investors. You've got the ones of the individuals that are looking to purchase property to go and stay in. You've got the individuals that are looking to have the hybrid model, so you'll go in maybe over Christmas or Easter, you want somewhere to stay, and the rest of the time you want to actually then rent it out, so that you kind of got the 80-20 model there. And then you've got the individual that wants to strictly invest, not necessarily stay in the property, but look at it for investment purposes. Now, if we move on to the next slide, and I think the lady did a brilliant job for us because she basically told the story. Last year, we were able to meet with her and some other individuals that came up to us and testified to the work. She was able to testify to the work that we've done. But essentially, we came and we met a doctor, aged 60 years plus, and he was looking to purchase something for investment purposes. Looking at the Lagos area, he purchased a property for 150 million naira and did it over a payment plan. I think somebody earlier on was talking about financing as well, and we offered a 12-month payment plan for that to be paid over. Now, in terms of the rental returns, he's now able to get circa 125 USD per night, and that's a conservative estimate at a 50% occupancy rate, giving him a gross rental yield of about 17.19%. If If we move on to the next slide, again, this goes into a little bit more details in terms of our offering. So we're actually here today to partner. We're partnering, you can meet me outside, with a developer. This is the Amber Shore by Stable Shelter. They are based in Lagos and currently building off-plan in VI, and their 2-bedroom apartments are going to be ready in 2 years' time, right? And this is really premium, ultra luxury property, and this is priced at $205 US. I hear earlier on the question about why properties is denominated in USD, but I think the answer given by Mr. Croxton was absolutely 100% valid. So this is one of the properties that we have available. So if anybody would like to find out, here are the pictures. Stable Shelter have never delayed on their promise of delivering on their construction delivery timeline, and this is what they're actually offering at the moment, as mentioned, for $205 US, 2-bedroom with an office or a boys' quarters. About potential returns as well, Ikoyi, Lucky Phase 1, VI as well, just to give you some ideas in terms of the property returns as well. So just to give you an indication as well in terms of numbers, just to really understand a little bit about how your investment could actually play out in Nigeria. If you're looking at purchasing a property around 150 million naira, you can potentially get annualized rent of about 1 million naira, giving you 80% return rental yields. But if you're looking at going, that's from the long-term market. Now, if you're looking at going down the Airbnb market, which is booming at the moment, you can potentially look at getting daily rates of about $125 US or the equivalent. And that's a conservative estimate at 50%, where you can get potentially over the course of the year $22,000 US. So we move on to the last slide. This is Philip, who his wife gave birth. So please do scan and send him a congratulations message on LinkedIn. If you would like to find me on LinkedIn, my name is Lorraine H. Wright. You can find me on LinkedIn, and we will be happy to continue the conversation as well. So we'll be outside and more than happy to discuss. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you very much. And right, you've done it right. Thank you very much.
Right, my name is Dr. Adesiro Bankomotui. I'm the MD, CEO of Croxton Development and Investment Limited. We're partners with SESO Global. We've been together for a couple of years, and it's been a beautiful journey, working together.
I came across the presentation of Lorraine, who was talking about real estate development in Ghana and Nigeria. And everybody on my table, which was indeed the president's table, was blown by the presentation. It was so convincing that the person sitting beside me said they couldn't have done better in terms of choosing who should market this enterprise.
Last year, I attended the ManSAC Conference and met SESO Global. And through them, we then bought a flat in Lagos through Crookstone. We've had a really good experience with SESO. They're really engaging. They took us around a number of properties, and it was a really nice experience.
When you're thinking real estate development in Nigeria, think of Croxton. When you're thinking of a marketing hub, platforms through which you can get these properties, SESO Global. So we're there, and we will always deliver to you best value for your money.